Now that, I think we know well-being is important, and it's also very, very important to get the best out of your team, their talent, so that, like what you rightfully said, people will be more innovative, and innovation and creativity is the fuel for rather survival. So, shall we explore some practical tips? What can individual do, and perhaps what can the leaders or the managers do to facilitate in practicing, or some practical tips, if I may call that, on making well-being a culture?
Yeah, knowing, I always understand knowing is one thing, doing it another things. And doing is actually much more better than knowing the whole world, right? Even the small tips, right? So some practical tips that we can actually uh, can help to improve personal well-being uh, could be nurturing health through balanced diet. As a simple, Malaysia is a heaven for food. We don't really follow the balanced diet. As long as your friends call, "Okay, let's go for tea," we follow. Let's go for break. Yes, we do, and we take 6 times a break in a day minimum. Whether professionals or whether care, social, the break is a must. And then, so we don't have a balance. Right? That's simple. Exercise. We are very, very busy. This part of the world, the Asian part, we work longer than 10 hours. So we exercise. It is normally we give a last option. Quality of sleep. Quality of sleep is basically we say that we don't mind compromising our late nights, to do work, to deliver something, answering calls, to deliver, to finalize, to get ready for the tomorrow. Hydration, we know the weather is not accommodating nowadays. uh, so the hydration is another option that we must keep all these things. You can see some are being practiced, but not everyone are consciously practicing it. And personal hygiene is also another tips. These are the basic things that you don't need anyone to control. It is your wish, you can do yourself. You don't need somebody to guide you, right? So maintaining a nutritious diet which rich fruits, vegetables, whole grains can provide essential nutrients for physical health and energy levels. Building strong support networks with family. You're not alone working and allows isolation, right? When you have a support network with family and community, can provide emotional support during difficult times and foster a sense of belonging and connection. This is very important. Why things did not work well during hybrid or during remote? This support. We realize that. How many of you call your friends when they were in the, in quarantine, and you feel that that is being, providing a very good support to them, to look after their mental health and well-being, right? Sometimes we also need to pay attention to finance and practicing responsible spending habits, right? So these are some of to elevate financial stress and promote financial security, contributing to overall well-being. So when you have kind of physical, emotional support and financial, security, I think these are the good tips already for kickstart and elevate from one level to another level, greater level of well-being. Um, if I can add one more, maybe many of you knows, some spiritual leaders, they say you came with nothing, and you are for sure that you're going with nothing. So what matters is you don't lose anything. Everything is a gain, even though you lose everything. So look after your well-being. That is very important.
Wow. Wow. I really love, like what you said, practical tips. I think, while we are very proud of Malaysian food, but somebody just reminded me, nasi kanda can be up to 1,500 calories with all the mix of all the curries, But if you work on exercise, a simple exercise, treadmill for half an hour, you only burn about 200 calories. So in order to burn 1,500 calories amount of work required, which is not practical. So Dr. Guna, such a brilliant idea. Pay attention to diet. From our school days, we have all been learning about this, but now it's the time to practice. And I wish managers, leaders, food in the cafeteria, perhaps everybody need constant reminders of paying attention to that. And exercise. Listening to Dr. Guna, I realized don't be so busy driving that you have no time to put fuel. So exercise is like fuel. Otherwise, our car will get stuck. But when it comes to physical body, that we won't have spare parts all the time. Sometimes it's too dangerous. And something you reminded me actually, the quality of sleep. Sometimes we tend to be a hero by answering calls, keep our emails alert all the time, and pretend like too busy and keep busyness as a badge of honor. Dr. Guna, you brought such a good reminder that paying attention to our diet, exercise, sleep, social connection, spiritual alignment, basically, the lesson I learned is we all have a gift known as our physical body. Taking care of it is our responsibility. And you don't need rocket science to take care. If we follow the guidelines that you gave, we will be helping our doctors to help us to lead a healthy life.